Coming up on this edition of Speed Chronicles, more penalties imposed.
SIG Media presents Speed Chronicles with Todd Lewis, powered by Rev TV.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking out this week's edition of Speed Chronicles. We do it every week, both on the Rev TV YouTube channel and on your favorite podcast platform. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for your feedback and comments as well. Okay, let's dive into what was an interesting weekend in motorsports this past weekend. It's not going to be quite as busy this weekend, but there's a few stories, as always, that I want to focus on. And let's start with Formula One because, of course, so much attention given to Max Verstappen. Too much attention? No. What he did was stupid. Crashing into George Russell, of all the dumbest things in the world to do. This is a perfect illustration of Max Verstappen and his personality, and it's really unfortunate because he's a super talented driver. Really got a lot of skill. Of course, he's had a dominant car for a number of years, winning all those championships, didn't win the Constructors' Championship last year. But this is now a different era at Red Bull where they don't have the dominant car, and it is the McLarens that are the better car. But again, it illustrates Max Verstappen, a very talented race car driver, and what he did with that car, winning all these championships, has been spectacular. But it also illustrates the stupidity of Max Verstappen. He's better than this. He should grow up. He should be more mature. You're a parent now. It's time to grow up and be more mature. But crashing into a competitor deliberately after being told to give the position back because we think it was an overtake that's going to be overturned by the stewards, that's just dumb. That's just letting your head get in the way. We've heard him on the radio, even during these dominant times where he's whining about slower cars and people not just pulling over and getting out of his way. You're better than that. Act better than that. It's super frustrating. Oscar Piastri, big win. Oh yeah, ho hum, he wins again, and McLaren continues to have the dominant car. But this Max thing, I don't know. We'll see if he gets any more penalty points. That's going to be the talk of it now. If he's going to actually get suspended for a race, I don't think that he will. I don't think he'll accumulate enough. Mention Oscar Piastri winning. He was barely on the screen during the coverage because he was so dominant. There were headlines afterwards saying he survived a late safety car incident. I don't think he survived it at all. I don't think he showed at any point during the Grand Prix that he didn't have control of the race. He knew very much what he was doing, had the best car, ran a beautiful race, a perfect race, and scored another victory and continues to lead the World Championship. The other story, of course, is with Lance Stroll, who bailed at the last minute because of a wrist injury, his previous injuries that were causing him difficulty and pain and have been for some time. He's undergone another surgical procedure to hopefully correct that problem. And we'll see if he races in the Canadian Grand Prix coming up in a week and a half. But honestly, how long is Lance Stroll going to be in that car? How long should he be in that car? Should he be in that car right now? Injuries aside, he hasn't performed well. Fernando Alonso continues to outshine him. Yes, of course, he's a former world champion and a tremendous talent and driver, but his best days are behind him. Lance Stroll, how much longer? Clock is absolutely ticking. Okay, let's move on to IndyCar. They just completed their event in Detroit. Let me say again how much I love this event. I really do. I know it's a bit weird for some to hear that because of frustrations about Detroit that have been expressed. But I'll talk about it with full disclosure. I've done some work for the promoter and worked at this event for a couple of years. They've hired me to do PA announcing. I declined this year because I had a conflict with the NASCAR Canada Series and a significant role with the NASCAR Canada Series this year. So I declined to participate and work in Detroit because I would have missed the NASCAR Canada event and couldn't really do that. So once the NASCAR Canada event at Valley Junction and the Autodrome Chaudière was postponed, I decided I'm going to Detroit. I'm going to hang out. I'm going to visit some friends. I'm going to have a day there and spend some time there and enjoy the lot time. You see a lot of social posts about it, and I will agree. I've said this before as well. Volunteers in Detroit are absolutely the best. Everyone has a smile on their face. Everyone has a right, super helpful attitude. If you've got a question about something, they will do their best to answer you. There were a couple times that I interacted with volunteers. They didn't know who I was. interacted. Hi, how can I help you? If they didn't have an answer, they would try to find someone close by that did have an answer. Fantastic. They recruit the best volunteers and keep them coming back year after year. Lessons to be learned by other promoters. On this layout downtown, this has been absolutely ripped since they came back to downtown a couple of years ago. It's too tight, it's too short, et cetera, et cetera. It's all true. I get that. It's a super tight course, 1.6 miles. It's also not going anywhere. There's a new agreement in place. They're going to be there for another 3 years. It is very challenging to navigate, especially if you walk it. You see how tight it is. But navigating your way through the streets downtown is also very challenging because of road closures and because there is so much construction going on right now. It is challenging. They can't change it, but it's the best option. It's tough. I get it. Due to a variety of factors, this is the circuit we got. I think it was great that we had some good racing this year. Both IndyCar and IMSA both had really good racing this weekend. I think everybody, after a couple of years, and just decided, you know what, we've whined enough. Everybody knows how we feel. Maybe we'll just get on with it and understand that we have a job to do here as well. Maybe that just sort of took over this year, and hopefully it continues moving forward. But the racing was pretty good. IndyCar, IMSA, lots of competition, not littered with yellow and red flags in either event. I thought it was good. Did I say it? Alex Palou wouldn't win. He didn't win. But it wasn't for his doing, though. He got punted from behind. Nolan Siegel misjudged. Oops, okay, fine. Stuck him in the wall. My bad. All right. Alex Palou could not have been happier to get out of Detroit, too, by the way. He has just been so busy since winning the Indianapolis 500. He was exhausted and ready for a little R&R time. What else about Detroit? It was great. Oh, I should tell the story, too, of, again, the difficulty in getting around with road closures and construction and stuff. So I drove down, got through, found my credential area and everything to get sorted out, and drove around for about 45 minutes trying to get to my parking area. I just, with road closures, even using the apps, whether it's Google Maps or Waze or whichever, it didn't have all of the road closures in it. And it was just, it's difficult and challenging and frustrating, and I get it. So but it's not going away. This is going to be the circuit we have. So I understand and I feel your pain and the difficulty in getting around with it. The Andretti cars look good on street circuits. This might be something to keep in mind when we get to Toronto in just over a month. Other items of Detroit. IMSA and IndyCar together. It happens a few times a year. Long Beach was another one. Detroit is one. And when it does, it provides great value for fans. You get 2 elite level racing series on the same bill, lots of on-track action. It's great. Keep looking at more ways to do this. Bring more motorsports fans in. IndyCar fans can become fans of sports car racing, and sports car fans can become fans of IndyCar as well. That's good. The other story that came out, of course, was Zak Brown from McLaren, who had a few things to say about IndyCar and going forward in the future and what they could be doing, what they should be doing to help grow and improve the series. Honestly, I like some of his suggestions, and I like the way he put it too. Offense versus defense. It seems as though IndyCar has been spending way too much of their time being defensive in that, we'll try to shrink costs here, we'll try to shrink costs there and keep things affordable for teams. And I understand that's got to be a conscious effort, and you do need to contain costs to keep it achievable for teams and partners. But the other part of his statement, that they need to be going on offense to try to do some things that are bold, that are different, and are unique, and attract more attention. These are the things that they have not been doing enough. Take bold steps, make bold decisions, do things better, make things bigger, make it a big event, make it seem like it's a bigger event. TV numbers for Detroit came out. It was just over 1 million people that watched on Fox. You know what? That's great. You should have 1 million people at the bare minimum. What we've said about this year is true again. These numbers were much better than they had last year, which is great, but they are not near where they need to be for IndyCar to be successful. It's about ratings and it's about television, and you need a lot of eyeballs. I get it. There was a big number following the Indianapolis 500, more than 7 million people. Only 1 million people, just over, watched the Detroit race. And I saw some short-sighted, narrow-minded people on social media claiming that, oh, how can that be? Where did 6 million people go from one week to the next? And the best comeback that I saw was from Western Canadian racer Stefan Rosinski. Good to see you, Stefan. And it was a great response. And the response is, how many races have you watched after the Kentucky Derby? It's the same thing. Huge, big event that is enormous in scope, and those that are casual fans or once-a-year fans will watch the Indianapolis 500. It's like the Kentucky Derby. It's like the Masters Golf Tournament. It's like the Super Bowl. There's lots of people that watch these things, but don't watch the rest of the season. You have to make the rest of your races big, special events as well. It doesn't just mean, oh, they saw the Indy 500. That means they'll watch the rest of the races. You have to give them a reason to come back and make all events of greater significance and greater importance and make them special and make them unique. Remember as well, I said earlier in the year that NASCAR was spending way too much time talking about officiating and tech and penalties and offenses. That's happening with IndyCar now because, of course, there were more penalties after the 500. Santino Ferrucci got penalized after his Detroit terrific run all the way up to second place, but turns out he was a little bit underweight. The car itself wasn't, but it was the equalization because it's the combination of driver plus the car weight put in place for drivers like Santino Ferrucci, who are teeny tiny, versus someone like Graham Rahal, who's a big galoot. There's a big discrepancy there. So Ferrucci gets penalized, the team gets penalized, but he gets to keep his second place finish. I'm not sure how they reached that conclusion, but whatever. Too many offenses of tech, and this has become far too big a story for IndyCar. The sooner it goes away, the better it will be. Maybe they need to make some changes with tech. Yes, I know they're creating an entirely independent body, except it's going to be funded by the series. I don't know that that's going to solve the problem. NASCAR was at Nashville this past weekend. Outside of Canada, the race was available on the streaming platform. It wasn't available on broadcast television or cable television or whatever. It was available on Amazon Prime. It's not a traditional network. This has caused a lot of fans to bitch and moan and whine and wail about this. Get used to it. It's the way it's going. Streaming is going to become a bigger and bigger part of consumption of motorsports. That's what's happening with practices, with qualifying sessions. It's going to be happening more and more. I didn't talk about this much after the Charlotte event, but I watched more of the Nashville race. That's pretty good. They've got some good things going on. Like everyone, you have opinions of some commentators are better than other commentators. That's personal taste. That's personal preference. I'm not going to dive too deep into that. I mentioned before, after I saw his Hall of Fame speech, that I thought Carl Edwards would be a great addition. I think he is a great addition, and more Carl Edwards on broadcasts, I think, would be an absolute positive. But I like some of the graphics. I like some of the look. We'll see. But streaming is going to play a part in this, and it's too much money to turn down, and it's also how more people are consuming the races and motorsports, and whether it's the practice or qualifying sessions or the races themselves. But lots of pre-show, lots of post-race show. They make a big deal about it. It's worth having these streamers as part of the platforms as well. I was also reading this past couple of days that there's a big mid-season tournament for NASCAR with $1 million prize. I'd forgotten all about it. I guess I remember reading or hearing something about it at the start of the season. This was new. I have no idea why they're doing this. I have no idea. Well, I do know why they're doing it. I don't know the scoring system. I don't know how they're laying out the brackets because it's going to be a head-to-head elimination, and the winner ultimately will get $1 million. It's some sort of point system, I guess, to stack the drivers and grade them. I have no idea how it works, much like the way that the qualification for the All-Star race had no idea how that was going to work, and I don't know if they'll have a random promoter's caution available as part of this in-season bracket tournament or not. But it's clearly a reach to try to find more dramatic moments. Here's my thought. Focus on the racing. If the racing is good, you don't have to manufacture moments. If there is great competition every week, lap after lap, you don't have to create dramatic moments because they will occur naturally. If the drivers are talented, the teams are well funded and put together, and the car is suitable for tracks and races well, you will create your own natural moments. That's what will get more fans. That's what will attract more attention. Plenty of races don't have enough of it. That's where the focus should be. All right, that will do it for this edition of Speed Chronicles. Don't forget, again, please like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Check it out on the Rev TV YouTube channel as well. Enjoy a great weekend of racing. We'll do it again next week.